A hyena can fight on equal terms with the leopard, but it turned out that she gives in to an ordinary donkey. The hyena had no idea that she would receive such a fierce rebuff. The donkey grabbed the opponent by the scruff of the neck and began to drag him around like a rag to teach a painful lesson. It's better not to mess with a donkey. And there are many such cases. Hyenas often attack donkeys, believing that they are facing easy prey. Relatively long ears and neck, small compared with a horse, height, as well as a long, cute muzzle, make it all seem that this herbivore is suitable only for the role of prey, but not an aggressor. But in fact, donkeys have an incredibly cool temper. Not only are these ungulates completely fearless, but they also know how to fight perfectly. And the hyena realized this too late, because the donkey's main weapon is its incredibly strong jaws. The hyena has long fangs in his mouth, and the bite force is enough to bite through the femur of a large ungulate. This is important because the predator fights poorly with its paws, and since there are a lot of carrion on its menu, the ability to crush bones for the sake of bone marrow is very important. It seems that the hyena has the advantage here, but the bite of a donkey is much more dangerous. He has no pronounced canines, and the incisors are not sharp but flat, except it's much scarier. The fact is that the donkey in the wild lives in places with a very harsh desert climate, where there is only hard, prickly, and hard vegetation. The donkey does not just cut it off, but grinds it with its jaws. His mouth is like an industrial vice. The pressure per square inch, square centimeter is so severe that the donkey can literally grind whatever gets into its mouth. In this case, the back of the hyena's neck got there. If the beginning of the fight, when the opponents are spinning in an attempt to grab each other with their teeth, looks comical, then it becomes no laughing matter. The donkey has excellent reaction and determination. He brutally attacks the enemy, grabs him by the vulnerable places in such a way that the predator could neither escape, nor get out, nor counterattack. Often the target of a donkey in a confrontation with hyenas is the muzzle, nape, back of the head, and neck of the opponent. It even feels kind of uncomfortable when you can see how ruthlessly the donkey drags the hyena, which tries to bite the enemy back, and can't. When a hoofed animal grabs a predator by the listed areas, the hyena has no chance to reach the enemy with its jaws. Trying to escape only brings more discomfort to the predator. In addition, a strong bite by donkey jaws on the back of the neck is very traumatic. Have you seen how cats carry their kittens, holding them in their jaws just by the scruff of the neck? As you can see, there is not even a shadow of this neatness and caution. The donkey tries to injure the opponent as much as possible, and the scruff of the neck is an ideal place to attack, as it is very difficult for the victim to escape. The remaining places of the hyena's body where the donkey can aim its bite pose a danger to the life of this carnivorous beast. Even if the donkey does not bite through the skin, he can break or pinch large vessels, break jaw bones, and damage the spine. In some cases, when the difference in size is quite large, then the donkey manages to lift the hyena off the ground so that the predator's front paws just hang helplessly in the air, and in this case, the hyena has no foothold for resistance. A sharp jerk up or down, and the donkey simply crushes the predator's neck, turning its body into a broken toy. But the main thing is the cruelty of the donkey. You didn't expect this ungulate to behave so aggressively, did you? So the hyena did not expect this, otherwise she would never have come so close to such a potential prey. The donkey doesn't just fight back, he is having fun. And he wants the hyena to remember this painful lesson forever. He does everything to make her understand. In the grip of the donkey, the predator becomes completely helpless. He cannot influence his condition in any way. It is completely at the mercy of the ungulate. The endurance of the donkey is incredible. He can hold the hyena for a very long time and walk with it in his teeth as if the enemy weighs nothing. A hyena can attack the donkey from the rear and bite its leg. Well, then the ungulate will kick. A well-aimed hit in the predator's face will stun the herbivorous fighter for a second to turn around and grab the enemy with his teeth. After that, the donkey will pull the hyena up and down to not only break the muscles in the neck, but also cause damage to the cervical vertebrae. In addition, the donkey simply demonstrates its strength and shows the enemy that it has messed with the wrong opponent. Admit it, such determination from an herbivore is worthy of your like, isn't it? Just because a hyena escaped a bite to the head doesn't mean it can relax now. The donkey is much faster than it might seem at first glance. As you've already realized, it's not enough for him to just fight back. He wants to teach and beat the enemy so that he will chase the hyena, trying to trample it with his massive hooves. The donkey's body is small but muscular, and its legs are strong. Due to living in mountainous terrain, hooves are got a natural sharpening. And a donkey can bite on the move. He knows exactly where to attack in order to cause the most damage. For example, aiming your teeth at the victim's groin, stomach, or hind legs to break them with your own teeth. Do you think it's an accident when a donkey aims its teeth at the hyena's back above the tail? Not at all. If the donkey manages to grab this place securely, clench its jaws, and pull hard on itself, it will simply just break the base of the hyena's spine. So the donkey can permanently turn off the enemy's hind legs, paralyze, or cause even more tragic consequences. The hyena is panicking. Maybe she's already dealt with lions and stayed alive. But getting out of a fight with the donkey in some cases is even more difficult. This is an adventure of a completely different level of difficulty. This fox was unlucky. The donkey considered him a threat and attacked with lightning speed. The entire neck of the fox was placed in the jaws of the ungulate. A much more massive and powerful herbivorous beast may understand that a small predator is not a threat to it, but it acts for sure. A few strong jerks into the neck vertebrae of the fox do not stand up. In fact, donkeys are quite patient animals. They're really stubborn and can be very cruel in battle, but they're not so easy to get mad and angry. On the contrary, when this domestic dog snaps at a donkey several times, the ungulate does not react aggressively for a long time. A dog can also be understood. These animals do not like it when someone approaches them during a meal. But still, the dog clearly overdid it when he tried to bite the donkey in the face several times. The hoofed man's patience snapped. It turned its back on the dog, after which it kicked powerfully right on the head. The dog flew off and hit twice, the first time on the donkey's hoof, and the second time on the wall of the house. The dog was literally thrown out of there by a ricochet, so powerful was the blow. It's good that the dog was unharmed, but she will remember this lesson for a long time. The numerical advantage of the enemy does not scare the donkey either. Here, two fairly large dogs attacked him. But the donkey did not just lose his head, he ran into a frontal attack. After which, he picked up one of the opponents by the hind leg, dragged him by his mighty jaws, and threw him to the ground. The donkey could have caused much more damage to the opponents. It seems that the dogs realized who they were dealing with, so they fled in panic. Donkeys are so aggressive towards predators that they can attack even in cases where carnivorous animals did not come for them, but for some other animal. A farmer in northern Colorado uses several donkeys as keepers for his herd of cattle. An interesting alternative to herding dogs, isn't it? Donkeys protect his cows from packs of wolves. Donkeys already play a similar function here. They seem to understand that this Labrador is not an aggressor. The golden dog wants to play, but behaves too intrusively, and the donkeys don't see this as an enemy here, and that saved the dog. If they had decided that the Labrador was a real danger, it's scary to imagine really what would have happened to him. But even so, his cheeky behavior irritates the ungulates. The dog clearly has not yet realized that it is not worth messing with these creatures and teasing them. He runs at them, then when the donkeys get angry and wants to teach the dog a lesson, the Labrador quickly retreats. He likes to race with the ungulates, run in different directions. For him, this is just a game. But such games end badly. Pay attention to how exactly the donkey demonstrates its serious intentions to attack the annoying beast. Donkeys put their ears back. This is not only an expression of anger, but also a protective reflex because the ears are quite sensitive. By removing them, the donkey tries to defend itself from a possible counterattack. The Labrador doesn't think about this. He enjoys his speed because so far he manages to evade a blow, dodge a frontal attack, and avoid being bitten by the donkeys. Well, it was also superfluous to underestimate the cunning of these ungulates. The donkeys turned their backs on the dog. She decided that this was a good opportunity to tease the ungulates a little more and make them run after themselves. But this was a trap. The donkey just waited for the dog to come closer, and then kicked him right in the face. This blow stunned the dog and discouraged her from playing with such rude creatures. But you gotta admit, donkeys know how to protect personal boundaries. The ungulate managed to hit the target so accurately due to the location of the eyes. Dogs, wolves, cats, and humans have binocular vision. The eyes are located in front of the skull, which allows you to better assess the depth and distance between different objects, and see details better and focus on the target. The donkey's eyes are placed further along the sides of the head. Therefore, the field of vision is much wider and they can see the enemy approaching from behind. An important quality for an herbivore who needs to defend himself from predators.